where APM maybe is not that important, so you really just have to perform what you already know, what you already experienced, and now's the opportunity for them to do it.
Well, I'm hearing some screaming in the background, which means, guess what, boys and girls? We're diving right back into the game. I see it.
It was gameplay too.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm leaving you with that. That's insane.
That's why.
What are you doing?
Oh, come on. What a way to start this series. This is an auto top 4 spot, right? I don't see any other possibility.
Yeah, trying to get a power-up immediately doesn't find the possibility here of the best augment possible. Gets Tricksters. That is also very good access to backline. Yeah. And of course, in this GP2, anything you can give in early, just try to ramp up against that additional economy. It's just so good. So Serene now starting strong for the defending champion.
You can only get Tricksters 2 before stage 3. So this is actually a really big find. It's one of the best tempo options. I think it's even better than Stretchy Arms early on here. And just for some translation, that was nice from Hongbian.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We will see it for sure, or we will try to hear it in the next round also. So huge possibility here right now. And of course, he will be the win-out spot. As we know, first place is so important. That's the capability of breaking the tie break now in the end. So Wolf now with a great spot right here. And on the other hand, we have ROC that they said on socials they are ready to chase glory. So I love it because it's like making a statement that they actually want to perform, they want to win it all.
Yeah, there are a bunch of players that know each other so well. They've actually been living in the same gaming house for multiple years. And no, this solo leveling, another round of cheers coming from the side of Wolves. They have been blessed by Mortdog.
Oh my God, this is the tournament arc once again. This is so huge for the people that are starting to see TFT right now. This is just so amazing. You need to only get one unit in the board, but that unit gets so much power, and it's perfect for a win streak. Normally, you don't have a 2-star, 2-cost right now, and is this the best unit possible? So once again, amazing performance and luck right here for Sarah.
We have to talk about how 1 in a million this actually has been. It's been 3 game planks in the same orb to give a game plank 2, and the best augment for a fighter with Omnivant being given. He's not only going to be able to farm EXP with every kill, he's also going to get gold here. He even has the correct items in the Infinity Edge if he wants to go even further with it.
Okay, he decides to go a little more tempo-ish. Infinity Edge is the best possible item in the future, but right now he's just thinking about the best item of pure stats, and that will be for now the Hand of Justice. For here, just thinking about tempo, thinking about what's the best combination for him, now accessing the backline thanks to the Trickster. So once again, Dr. O making a swing here just to make sure he knows what he's up against.
And unfortunately, we have seen this in today's series where there are certain players that just run away with the GP. They have a GP too early. We saw it from Vitality as well, where they find the correct artifact with the GP, with the Flicker Blade. So my question to you, Hupe-san, if you know someone is already like destined to go in the top 4, is very well established, how do you play around that?
I mean, you don't, right? You know he's going to be. Try to play around the spots that you know. When do you have him or not into the rotation? And then try to avoid or help your team as best as you can. I mean, you have to play your game. For example, here, Dr. O knows he's in a back spot. He knows he's in the rotation against that fuel power GP. So he decides just to sell the full board, gets an economy augment, and then trying to outmaneuver him maybe in the late game. Of course, very difficult task to do.
And that's really cool because he's actually denying him experience from the solo leveling. So I love that you point that out, you know, just if you can't take his spot, you're just going to have to do your own thing and hopefully play around him.
Okay, Panda, one of the other acolytes here for ROC, having a maybe crit chance here with the strikers. Frail as a possibility here. Also Star Guardian leveling up. Augment store here. So yeah, this is what we were talking about. They're just planning on the later phase of the game. They know they have already lost the first start of the game, and now maybe they're going for carousel control.
Yeah, and taking a look across the board, I don't think we see anything as overpowered as Saren here. Araya, I think this is going to be worth the wait. Kennen, not exactly a champion that is very easy to play around. Maybe going for the all-out kind of line. That would be the most common line, or maybe the Sork line. I think those are the 2 destinations for him right now.
Yeah, holding the locks, so that's obviously a possibility here. A flexible item here on the Morelos, and also having the possibility to slam, decides not to. And on the other hand, also a Sork possibility on YGQF, and already has in the Lucian. Only Lucian 1, but having an Ari, maybe a possibility for him to transfer the items to the Ari. Ari, pretty good unit, especially in the early game. And of course, not having the pair of Lucian will mean this. He's not capable enough to do additional damage, so it will be a win for now for Araya. And Wolf, very, very huge with that GP, but maybe the rest of the team is not in the same spot right now.
Yeah, and I'm really curious to see how this meta shapes up. It does feel like we're kind of, as the Flash World Series dies down, we're going back to normal. It's going to be 2 Sorks, probably 2 GPs every lobby here.
Okay, additional GP is not a priority right now. Dr. O is the one to get it here. So Sanjob, maybe the other one from ROC that will be contested, that GP. Normally you want to contest it when you have to. You cannot give the GP3 for free. You already give the GP2 for unluckiness. And now the chance to take the win, take another possibilities. For now, Dr. O with control of the carousel, and Araya and Panda pretty healthy, but without control versus Serin.
We're going to be taking a look across the board here. This is Sudu Wudu. A lot of players from League of Legends will know him as Koro. He was the first CN team to actually defeat T1 at MSI. So he was part of that EDG squad, a legendary player, later transitioned over towards our side, the better game, TFT. We're going to take a look at his board right now. It does look like a Guinsoo start. We've seen a lot of Mundo Jins. Maybe that's his preferred destination.
Yeah.
We'll have
Not
to find
slamming
out.
yet, so just making a chance here of having possibilities to outmaneuver himself. But yeah, this should be a win so line. We know the Kale is not a priority right now. It's very difficult to stabilize and then go to that level 9, even though it's a good solo queue composition. Now in 4v4, we are not seeing as a priority. What we are seeing is this GP once again taking a win, going up against the backline, and with one more, this will be additional goal for Serin, who will be for sure the leader for Wolf in this first game.
Yeah, and it looks like he's going to have a full win streak on stage 2. I really don't see any other possibilities right here. We could probably stay on his board for a while, see if there's anyone that's going to contest from ROC's side. There might be someone that wants to keep him maybe on an uneven number, make him just uncomfortable, at least for this game. But most likely, he still will full win streak. On the other hand, at ROC, they are losing a lot of HP on the bottom side, so we'll pay attention to those loss streaks as well for Sanyap and Dr. O.
Yeah, Dr. O, especially with that full lose streak, we saw him selling his full board, just trying to maintain economy and maybe grief the level that you were talking about here on the GP. So now going also against a teammate here, Honglian, on the other side, having a Katarina early. So this could be a cat line, not additional Battle Academias. In the other hand, only a Ezreal there in the bench. It could be a possibility, but for now, just making good tempo here, Clement, and trying to look for some angle.
Yeah, I think the key thing would be to see Honglian's power-up. If it's a stacking power-up, then we can be...
over 9,000, something like that, could make sense to stay on the Katarina, maybe just transition for now.
Because his teammate Suduudu does look like very much in the Mundo Jin line as well, and he's forced to play a reroll. So I'm very interested in seeing where Honglian is going to end up. He is known as the TFT Magician because he loves to play loss streak and stabilize on one round.
Nice.
That is what he's known for. It's so cool to see. A very unique playstyle.
Okay, we're seeing Panda right now. He sold, the one from ROC, and now he has AP line, and now the Winsus comes right here for Suduudu. Just trying to get a good tempo line here. Still hasn't leveled up. Just trying to get that chance. But as you said, this should be maybe a sniper line. But I think he can stay on the KO. He already has 2 KOs, only 1 sack, holding up into the Juggernaut. So this could be the KO line. We know it's not strong right now, but this is the line that the game's giving. It's very difficult to pivot out of this into something else.
Yeah, and he does have Hero's Arc that actually gives him more damage and per level. It's a really good combination with the comp. However, as we were talking about, currently, playing Kale is an 8 AVP.
Yeah. It could be tempo. We saw Hero's Arc playing at tempo, not doing a 3-star. So maybe it could be just a tempo line, level 9, trying to get a top 4 here with the Kale 2, not even getting 3-star. Of course, it's something else helps you get it. Of course, you have the Augment to roll, so it doesn't make sense. But I feel it's very difficult for him to both reroll and then go to level 9. Will be very difficult, but that was the line that he gets the Jin here, so maybe it will be a soft pivot to it.
Yep, he's going to abandon like the Kale. I think he's seen the stats already. He's like, I'm going to keep away from this one. In the meantime, Sanyap does find his footing here as well. He's going to get free leveling experience and going to be playing towards the Protector Smolder. It's a pretty strong line that we've seen so far. Actually, one of the 3-cost rerolls that had very good stats coming into the last match of the day so far.
Yeah, Smolder, very good, especially if you get him early. Remember, this is a level up composition. He needs to take takedowns, he needs to participate in combat, and when you get to 30s in the levels, that's when he pops up and becomes a full menace. Normally you want the Shojin as the third item here, already with good crit possibilities.
All right, so we're seeing more players kind of find their footing across the board here. Dr. O is going to end up on the GP line. He has the lowest HP to start, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's just kind of the sacrificial player trying to tie down Seren from running away with the game.
Okay, right now rolling a little. GP2 has been found for Dr. O, so this will be the other one going for that line, trying to contest a little from Seren, from Wolf. He had to roll for it, but not so much. 40 gold, not bad at all. And now having a good chance to maybe pivot out of it and get a good opportunity. Now rolling here for Suruwuru, just trying to stabilize the board a little more. Finds the Mundo 2, trying to get additional rolls here. Just spend the free ones. Nothing else. Gets the Udyr, very important, as you get the mentor for all the team and additional possibilities. A Karma right now here for YGQF. So obviously staying in this sorcerer line.
Yeah, we're seeing players kind of pivot and find their positions here. For Suruwuru, he actually skipped 2 Jins, so he's committed to the Kale line, but we all know that's not going to be a Kale 3. It's just going to be Hero's Arc into a Temple. And I think this is something special about 4v4 is you don't have to cap out as high as in solo queue. A lot of times in solo queue, no one's griefing you, but in 4v4, if you have an acceptable board, then you can play it in just for tempo.
Also taking your role into account, Raul, maybe he just wants not to go ace, maybe grief the opportunity. We saw it. Seren playing the GP, you need to play it again, and obviously it's so broken. At least 1-on-1 so far. We saw another game, 2 people in the same team, Fnatic. We saw playing 2 people in the same game, both playing GP.
How did they end up?
I mean,
GP?
it's possible.
Okay.
We were talking about this with Alan. He was like, okay, maybe 2 teams can play 2 GP at the same time. That's also a possibility. But for now, of course, keeping it clean and having these opportunities. Almost a mirror board here, the Kale on one side, and the Jin on the other. And this is the one. This is what you're talking about. Honglian already committed to this Jin line, so Suruwuru will try to maintain a good tempo with the Kale.
I still don't feel very comfortable about these 2 players contesting over the Mundos. Having a Mundo 3 really makes these compositions go from B tier to A tier. Yeah. Mundo is such an overpowered tank here. So both of them will basically lock each other out of that option. There is 25 copies. There is a theoretical chance that they can both 3-star them, but it's highly unlikely. So a little bit of self-contest here coming in from the Wolves side.
Yeah. I mean, this is priority, you know. As you said, Mundo 3 has to be the priority, but maybe once again, it's just tempo. But if everyone is just playing tempo, who will get the win out? You need to get that spot also.
That was the thing I was thinking about. Maybe the game plan for Wolves right now is just full blowout. Because they have so much tempo. If you look at the HP bars right now for ROC, all 3 of the bottom members are on ROC's side.
Makes sense. You can go for Seren, winning the game with the GP early, full economy, going level 9, getting the full mentors in, and then the rest, just trying to outperform the rest. Getting a 5th, getting a 4th, getting a 3rd is just good enough.
If you have 3 members top 4, you automatically win the game. So that might be the conditions here. As ROC Esports, they're coming in from the back foot in terms of tempo. They're still trying to find their spots a little bit. We have the Smolder, a Sork that's contested, a GP that's contested. I think a lot is riding on Panda's shoulders. We haven't checked in on exactly what he is going to be playing. He could be the necessary win-out player for the team.
Yeah, that could be the chance here. For now, 4 heavyweights. You're having an additional opportunity here to get additional items. Obviously, Poppy 1, very good right here. Trying to roll for value, but doesn't find the Smolder 2. This is very bad for him right now. He needs to stabilize, decides to roll a little more. Finds the buy 2, but this is just not good enough, Clement. He needs an additional Lulu, that additional Smolder to stabilize. The items are there, and now 10 gold, he didn't find it.
I have to say, this looks very desperate. He was on full loss streak coming into this one. He wanted to stabilize right now. He can not continue to lose, and he doesn't hit anything. I think a huge problem is that his front line is also contesting on the Juggernauts. If you look at his front line, there's no Mundo 2. The Wolves players have already gotten them already. So for ROC, their first mission is to ensure that at least 2 players get into the top 4. It's looking pretty difficult already.
Yeah. Also, if we saw Panda, we haven't seen much, but he was playing Sorks. And now we're seeing a Raye also with Sorks with the Kennen 3-star because of his augment. So once again, contesting yourself, not the best possibility. And now we see what happens. Seren with the GP 3-star. And now the additional opportunity to get this. He's just Look at the picture. He's just laughing inside.
What?
He knows he has the game won already.
It's 3-5. How did he find all those GPs? What? He even has the rise. He still has 35 gold.
Wow.
Oh, what
Normally,
an
if
amazing
you get
start.
4 mentor, you already have a high roll. He has the 4 mentor and also the GP3. This is just too good.
I actually feel bad for him right now because he's used up all his luck. He's not going to have the same luck throughout this tournament. What are we witnessing? This is a 1 in 1,000 game.
100%. On the other hand, we see the one who will contest the 2 sword players, so YGQF, getting the karma in, just trying to survive. And as you said, Clement, we already have the win-out player here. The rest, you need to top 4 or even top 5. Yeah. And that would be enough for Wolf to take the first game of this series.
It's going to be a very, honestly, everything is open to Wolves. It's just dependent on how they want to play it. And I think they could do something that we've seen from T1 is where you have enough of a tempo advantage, you just focus on griefing the enemy team.
Okay.
You just make sure that they finish as low as possible and just try to win through that way. It's not even about denying the win-out player, it's just making sure they all hold hands and go into that bottom 4.
We're seeing Panda now on the left.
Oh, Panda's getting some high rolls. Okay, you could throw that Yone in, maybe.
Okay, swords against swords, so this will be the mirror or against the one contesting themselves. Finding a Carmel is good, but normally this is a unit that wants to be 2-star, wants to be very strong. And of course, very important, if you're watching this, you want to play TFT, you're starting to learn, try to use the swords in the weak side of the opponent. The sword has an additional passive where if they kill an opponent, they get additional damage to the rest. So they get like a little pop-up of damage. So don't try to focus the tank at the start and go directly for the weak side of the opponent. And of course, this is what Panda is doing.
Yeah, going weak side is so essential for the Sorks. A lot of times you can make that damage bounce into the backline and just wipe out their carry. And we've seen that so much. It's one of the reasons why this is a premier composition. However, I'm not so sure it's premier to the point that 3 players can all play Sorks. I'm wondering who blinks. Someone is going to blink and pivot towards Yuumi, I think.
Yeah, you have to bend the knee sometimes, and this is the case right here. No one with Battle Academia possibilities, so very difficult. There's a Yuumi there, so some chance of going for it. Yuumi, normally a combo where you also need that guarantee, you need that additional front line that is so important. So let's see if someone bends the knee and decides to just pivot out.
This is hilarious. YGQF says, I know you guys want to pivot. I'm going to hold a Yuumi too and play Sorks anyway. Oh, this is great strategy. This is what we were talking about, just griefing the opponent.
Yeah, the Griffin game right here. Also the Kale on the other hand. Suruwuru, very tough pot here. Has 6 Aatrox, so a good possibility to get him, but not the carry. Kyle, only 3 Kales right here. And now with a Prismatic, the game will try to ramp up a little more. Bed Overflow, obviously very good every time you want to go for Rabadon Deathka if you want to go for that. But yeah, it's the belts.
He's just going to start belting ROC Esports right now. ROC Esports now, all 4 players in the bottom 4. And we were talking about a blowout. This might be a domination, where all 4 players don't get additional points compared to their opponents here. So, you know, it's unfortunate. You know, there are going to be these 1 in 1,000 games where someone just ends up with a GP2, but this is looking like a shellacking. Yeah,
in the end, it's a zero-sum game, right? So you don't have to be the best. You just have to win against the other one.
Yes.
So when everyone is contesting themselves, is how can you grief? And you saw them, the Yuumi, trying to hold the Yuumi, not giving an angle for the rest to pivot is so important right now. So right now, at least in HP, Wolf and in this dominant position that is so huge, and ROC just needs to step up, maybe have a little luck and step out of this to get an additional angle and at least get the possibility of 2 players to get into the top 4 and try to fight it out.
So if my current math is correct, Wolves have a 120 HP lead over ROC Esports right now. This is probably one of the most one-sided games that we have seen throughout EWC history. And the question is, who can stabilize? Who can actually stop losing here? Looks like Panda might be the one. He was also playing the Sork, so maybe the Karma 2 is the key for ROC.
Wow, and Honlian in a dominant spot right now, gets the Mundo 3 in the last round, now getting the Jin 3. Him, together with Seren, this is already a 1-2 for the Wolf.
How does he hit a Mundo 3 when Suruwuru is also going for Mundo? This is just... Wow, this is just insane luck. If you're ROC Esports, you write this game off. It's okay. It's okay. It happens.
Yeah, and also it's important that they already have the comp that they need, but they're still holding, they're still punishing the rest of the lobby. Holding the Aatrox, that is a possibility then for the other. Holding even the Nafiri, that is not a unit that is so prevalent and important for the other. I will hold it and I will make sure to totally abolish you and demonstrate why we are the defending champion.
Yeah, this is just a master class of how to use tempo and force a blowout win condition. However, Riyadh does have something to say about this. Has some very good finds here into the all-out Cassante 2-star already. That's going to wipe the backline away. And remember, the first step for ROC Esports getting back into the series, send 2 players to the top 4, make sure it's not a blowout, and then we find the win-out player.
Makes sense. Makes total sense. Cassante making good work here. The Mundo against the world is not enough, and this is huge. Access to the backline. The Akali taking out the Jhin early, so not enough damage for the rest. And remember, even though there's no assassin, there's not even the power of assassin, there's so much access to the backline that these type of things can really happen.
The best way to describe this set is there's no assassins, but there's also no front to back. Everyone just goes directly to Katarina, all-out Cassante, Sorks. It's been a painful day for these backline carries that can't move around.
It can be, and it sure is. Right now, Honlian with good possibilities here. Priority gets the Seraphine. No one going for this line, either Star Guardian, not Prodigy. So just getting an additional item here with the gloves. And of course, a good premium unit gets the Uder 3. So Doctorow, the one contesting the Gunplank, still lacking 2. One of the Yasuo possibilities, good, but not enough HP right now, Clement.
And we have to say, this was the correct move from Dr. O.
Yeah,
you don't want the GP to go too far ahead, but unfortunately, he also lost on the rolls here. So getting the Udyr 3, not really essential to the Mentor GP composition. It has to be someone else to carry the mantle for ROC Esports. We're going to be taking a look at Araya now with the... Oh, that's so cool. He's using this Kennen 3, and he's making it into an Akali for additional damage earlier on. A very nice move. Also gives a shield to the Akali right here. I think Araya is one of the stabilization points for ROC Esports. Just get one step at a time. Don't complain to Mortdog. RNG is what it is.
Yeah, there's the access for the backline. Still 1, and he's doing so much damage. I mean, this Akali is just being a full menace to the full body of the tempo. And now GP, even though it's GP2, is still strong enough here. So Suruwuru taking a loss. And now just trying to stabilize. Yes, he's just trying to go level 9, making sure the hero's arc starts to assemble here, gets the additional power amp. And maybe will be strong enough to get a 5th, but HP is just too low right now.
I think it's... I wonder if a 2-star kill, but with the additional 35 damage amp, if he gets to level 10, is enough to stabilize.
Okay.
That's kind of an interesting avenue for him. But in the meantime, we do have to talk about Sanyap. He was playing Smolder, did not hit Smolder 2 on his roll down beneath 10 gold. Out almost instantly. This is really bad news for ROC Esports because he was one of the few players that was not contested. Yeah. So it's getting from bad to worse here, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's just too expensive. To roll 3 costs is very difficult, especially in this meta, especially when you know the rest of the opponents can hold so much. That's why 1 cost, 2 cost reroll is normally more prevalent. And Sunjob just trying to go for that line that, again, very good in solo queue, not good right now in 4v4. Just gets an 8, very bad spot right now for ROC. And Dr. O taking a loss, 7-8 will mean they will have to go 1-2. So I really think this game is doomed right now, at least. And they will have to reset mental, Clement. This has been a great game for Wolf, but very important, was very decided in the early game.
Yeah, it was decided on stage 1. I mean, what are the chances of getting just a 2-star GP right off the bat? There are 13 different 2 costs. Okay. To have that, it's 13 times 13 times 13 to get that 1 GB2. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous. I think our ROC should just put this game behind them. You know, it's just 1 in a million type of game here.
Yeah, let's see what he managed to get here. 1 off GP, 1 off Yasuo for Dr. O on the left, on the right, just trying to roll here. Level 9, so Hero's Arc is being active right now on the kill. So this kill is very, very strong right now, getting the passive from her own ability and now getting the additional damage amp from the level 9. Finds the Yasuo right now, maybe could think about switching items, but he has to go for all. He has to go for the GP3 also, get that additional economy and then up levels to even improve more his board.
Everything on the line now. Can Dr. O survive? He wants to position his Yasuo to assassinate the backline, but he's on the wrong side against this Jhin.
Yeah.
I don't think the Yasuo can find it.
We'll be able to find the Gnar, but as you said, Jhin is the one important. Yasuo also doesn't access the backline, stayed on the Mundo. Yasuo very low right now. Yasuo is out, so only the GP is the additional damage. Udyr making good presence here, and this will be a front-to-back, very good for the Mundo, who's holding up, and
the GP crits the
Oh my
backline, just
God.
one shot. GP2 takes down the Jhin 3.
He was totally on the opposite side, but of course, so much additional range now for Estrechian, and of course GP will target the unit with the less HP on his range, and that was the Jhin.
If you're wondering why I said there's no assassins, but there's no front to back, this is exactly the reason. It's backline Jin's the best item for him right now, or actually Edge of Night, so he doesn't get one shot.
Makes total sense. On the right, already finding a Wen, level 8, so he will try to find this Wen 2 on level 8. That's the win condition of the possibilities here. Decides to use right now and get this additional Brown 2-star. Very good to access the backline, to maybe switch the opponent tag and send them to the back, and maybe access the backline with the Karma. So this could be a chance here. Panda very low, and on the left, Dr. O also very low. This is the possibility, and going off against Seren. So this is the mirror, and this GP3 for Seren is just too strong.
Yeah, I have to imagine the GP3 is just going to cut through all of the chaff here coming in from Dr. O. Had to contest, lost out on the rolls. That's going to be ROC Esports. Like, oh, no, he's still going to stay alive. He still has 18 HP. So not as bad as it could be. And they actually beat YGQF as well. So there is a chance to avoid the elimination.
Yeah.
Take the game further.
Okay. Dr. O, of course, as you said, taking the loss against Seren, but yeah, Panda winning. This is good news right now. Or at least a glimpse of chance for ROC to outperform, but of course, it is a very dire position right now. And we have the Plick Scream. On the left, Dr. O trying to roll down, finds the GP. He will need to sell anything. He's 1 HP here, Clement.
He needs to sell. He needs to sell.
Okay,
he can
Jarvan
do
out.
without Mecha. Yeah.
Okay, Jarvan out. Get anything here. Rammus just to get additional CC and additional chance here. So Dr. O, very strong, stable, managed to maintain the mentors here, only losing strategist. And CC.
Yep. I was hoping that he was going to get a Radiant Rammus. You know you can get those ones.
The shiny ones.
Yeah, the shiny ones. Unfortunately, doesn't high roll there either.
You don't have additional power, but you get aura points when you get it. Yeah, for sure.
There's actually additional stats, but I'm not sure which ones they are.
Okay.
Oh, gets into the back line.
Yeah. Okay, Varus is out. Good news here for Dr. O. But it's just too much. It's just too much for the Jhin. Dr. Do is out. Panda is out, totally abolished. ROC taking the loss in this first game of the series, and Wolf, the defending EWC TFT champion, taking a huge statement right here, Clement, claiming the win on game 1.
You might have taken all of our players, but you cannot take away our dreams of chasing the championship right here. Seren still here to hold down the fort. And they can play for domination at this point. You know, the game's up to them, how they want to finish it out.
Yeah. Also, there's MVPs possibilities, so normally the teams in this place, normally they have a captain, they have someone that symbolically they want to assume getting the MVP. This is, of course, a team game, so they're normally taking the loss for the team and winning against the rest, but obviously in this position, they're able to decide who gets the win.
Yeah, and you know, we can dive into the stories a little bit more with these Wolves players. They're very famous. I think Honglian is the one with the biggest fame. He's a massive streamer. He was 8th and 9th place. In set 8 and set 9, he was doing very, very well. Then took a hiatus, just wanted to learn more, make more content. Came back into the competitive scene, especially with the Wolves. Found a good fit right here. So I think they're a squad that, you know, might not be... I think the trifecta of the new CM players are Li Tuchuan, Li Shao, and Ning Li, that all peaked in Inkborn Fables. But this squad from Wolves, they're putting together, I think, players that had that potential, but haven't really peaked yet.
Okay.
So they're, you know, sometimes people say potential is a dirty word. I think it holds plenty of possibilities. It's like a box of chocolates.
Yeah, makes total sense. Yeah, also Suruwuru. If we see his acolytes, maybe we don't have many without participation in the Tactician Crown, but he went 22nd in the TBO. We were in Las Vegas, and I had a chance to see him there, and this is a great player, and also with experience in life now, before being present here on Riyadh, also a player with experience, and also with the respect of the rest of the team to choose him and say, okay, man, we want you for your talent, and he's now here performing.
He is a player that if you look at his stats, you would think that he would be a top player in the TOC. But unfortunately for him, even though he appears a lot, he always missed just going to the TAC Crown finals by a little bit. So I think this is his redemption arc. He can finally prove that the time he spent in TFT, coming into a different Riot title, has been worth all of this trouble, all of the blood, sweat, and tears. And, I think he's a player that I've known all the way back from my League of Legends days when I was a caster over there. Very, very humble, extremely talented. I want to see him do well.
Yeah, makes total sense. So, yeah, two teams that deserve to be here. Remember, both APAC and CN had the additional qualifiers, and also in America and the rest. So it's very important here, Clement, just getting an additional scenario of what it takes to be here. Anyone, if you have talent, you have the possibility to be here. That's the art, the beauty of TFT. If you're very good at the game, a team will get you, you will have a chance, you will have an additional qualifier, you will get here. But of course, you have to be the best again. It's not everyone could be here. Anyone could be, but not anyone will be. And that's the importance of the discipline and, of course, the amount of talent that these players have.
We don't get to see the hero's arc fully proc, and congratulations to ROC at least avoiding a domination game here. They do have to play out the remaining of the fights until the conclusion right here. But, I think we have more time to just talk about these players and dig into what it really means for all of them. I think a very interesting contrast is how the qualifiers worked for the Western regions versus the Eastern regions. In the Eastern regions, we actually took a look at your TAC run and your regional performances. So the question here is, can you make a team of individually great players, but combine their talents and make them synergize with each other in a very short time? In the other hand, for the Western regions,
totally open.
Yes, totally open. You just want the players with the most synergy.
Yep.
And I'm really excited to see which one actually wins out, which philosophy becomes dominant.
Yeah, makes total sense. We saw it in the B stream. It was Team Liquid full Brazil representation versus Evo full Polish representation, and then we had the French also in a significant amount, 3 teams with the French.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what you said. They actually could be able to define and maybe play more on the power of friendship to try to go for that. So yeah, we'll for sure make sure to check what is the statement that is more prevalent right here. And now just to check once again. This is a win from ROC, from Wolf, being so amazing and so prevalent here. And now they're just having fun and making sure to check who wins. All Out Casante, we can talk a little more about it. Only you were saying a little about the possibility, maybe 5% of getting it. But of course, you get it. This Casante doesn't reduce the HP. He just becomes a full menace, as we're seeing right now. And it's just so good.
Yeah, this is one of those combinations I think will be nerfed in the future. The really overpowered thing about him is that he heals himself for 600 HP based on every single kill. So you don't see any of these Casantes bring any regeneration items. It's not really necessary on him. It allows him to build full damage, and it's just so powerful. This is my go-to comp in solo queue, I would say. You can also flex in a lot of slots.
Your one-trick pony Casante allowed? That's you,
yeah, I love playing it. You can play it with 4 Protector. You can play it with Strategist.
You've always been a fast 8 person, right?
Yeah, I'm unlucky. So I don't like playing rerolling.
Yeah. I like Fast 9. I like Fast 9.
Fast 9?
Yeah, I love Fast 9.
Okay.
Maybe not the best meta right now. We're in a meta where you have to stabilize, you have to be strong, and then Fast 9 is just the win more. But yeah, I love Fast 9. I love economy items. When you give me a, I don't know, hedge fund prismatic on the first one, it's just too good.
What do you think is the best Fast 9 right now? Like, we've only seen one Fast 9 board, but I mean,
the one I like is Juggernaut, 6 Juggernaut with anything in the back. I've seen, for example, 6 Juggernaut plus Zaira, and then you put the Twisted Fate just for additional tempo. It doesn't make sense in synergy, but actually the raw power that you have is just so good.
Yeah, and it's also a much cheaper composition to hit so far.
Yeah, right. Makes total sense right here. On the left, the Casante taking huge win right now. So players are just having fun. Wolf taking a massive win once again and just being strong enough. Reset mental, so important right now for ROC. This is just circumstantial. We need now to refresh. We need to play our game. We need to hit GP. And that will be the chance for the next game.
Yeah, looking at Saren here, he's still at 71 HP. I think it would be a big boost of pride if Araya can actually take the first place from him. You know, you might have taken the match, but you have not taken our pride.
That's nice. So Araya making some switch here, just trying to access the front line with an additional power-up. Kennen gets now resistant, so pretty good against Saren. Pretty good against anything, right? You have so many, a meta right now with there's so many instances of damages, especially better, I don't know, in Yumi when you're up against Karma or something like this. But this is just good enough, and Araya will try to go for it. Now let's see, GP's on the left. Unstoppable right now for the Kobuko, just trying to get visuals. You see, there's the other cast.
Can we get any surprises? Will this Darius go into reset mode?
Yeah, he's anti-tank, but Kobuko is just too strong. Kobuko is out, so he's ramping up right now.
Oh?
K'Sante pretty strong.
K'Sante?
Yasuo is not. He's healing.
1v3?
There it is.
K'Sante!
Oh, all out. Taking the win, and Araya, as you say.
We need to get Showmaker back in here, you know, let him do the meme for us live. I'm pretty sure EWC can pull that off.
Makes total sense. And this is good. This is good to see from Araya. As you said, the only one that is not Korean from the team, the Filipino, the superstar from the Philippines. Not any Filipino, the superstar. He's been playing amazing. He has so many acolytes. And now taking a huge win here, making a statement that is not lost. We still have a chance, team, and this is a huge boost of morale at least. And remember, this is a 3-game series, so they have a possibility to turn it around.
I think it's going to be a great mood booster if they can just take down Saren here. It's like, you might have been gifted the GP3, but it doesn't matter. And I have to say that through my experience of playing All Out, this is actually one of the few compositions that can deal with GP quite easily. The reason being that GP doesn't have focus damage. Yeah. He always targets the lowest HP, so he's not going to throw all of his damage at All Out at the same time. You can usually regen back.
Yeah, makes sense. Normally GP, as we know, stretchy arms, he wants to access the backline, get someone who's actually not strong enough, but the people with more HP right now for Araya are the strongest one. So he actually doesn't care right now. Okay.
Oh, he just executed
is
him.
out.
Whoops.
And now only the Darius is the one taking damage, but it's just too strong. It will be a GP win, and Araya will stay with 1 life and the possibility of going at least second right here against the Wolf.
Yeah, there's still that AVP that is determinant for the MVPs further down the line. You know, you drop this match, you win the entire thing, and maybe this game is the one that gives you the MVP. Still $50,000, pretty good catch.
Making sense.
Very far down the line, though.
Saren trying to roll and find the Kobuko 3, not finding Kobuko 3, not finding Yasuo 3 also. So even though very lucky in the start, not having luck here at the end, but still, this is just a huge composition right now for him, getting also the 5 mech, having this chance to get an additional super mech with good damage, good defense, and now just trying to take the win here. Positioning, not changes in the lag. Okay, Kobuko on the left. This will be important to try to get that additional damage on the left.
Yeah, I think this is the right move because what we saw in the previous fight, even though the Edge of Night is procced, then the all-out K'Sante goes onto the Kabuko and just gets stuck there. So
he's not playing. K'Sante, triple stunned right here for the K'Sante. 4th one, takes out now the Kobuko, and now it's K'Sante versus the GP. GP takes him out, and it will be a win once again. Wait, the Akali? No, not enough. They're just laughing, having fun right now. Wolf taking the win. Saren with the super GP. He didn't even need it. Kobuko 3, he didn't even need it. The Yasuo 3.
This is just a ridiculous game, and just a reminder that, you know, TFT sometimes is a game of chance and luck and RNG, and this... he knows it himself. Look at that smirk on him. He knows that game was kind of gifted to him.
Yeah, we're seeing now Wolf and the rest of the team. We see Panda, we see Araya having a possibility here, and just a good chance for them to ramp it up in the next game. Confidence is still there, but of course the laugh are in the Wolf side. Yeah,
we saw the ROC players right there, and they were already chatting about their future plans, their next games. I don't think it has impacted them mentally that much. Sure, you're going to have to roll with some punches here and there, but that's just the nature of TFT and why we play a best of 3.
Yeah, I honestly, I don't think I've ever seen a game be so spoon-fed to someone. I mean, listen, a 2-star GP, a and then solo leveling. What more could you possibly need to win the game? And Wolves, they just took that and they ran away with it. And just zoom in, right here. Yeah, that's what you need to do. Just hit. I don't know if it's clear, but yeah, there you go. Just hit. That's what you need to do. That's it. Just get a 2-star GP at 2-1, and you're golden. That's honestly, and I have to say, scriptwriters are on point. My guy, whoever it is, my hats off to you if I had one. Sensational. But you know what? You have something else to follow up with that next game because, I mean, still, they knew from the very beginning it is going to be an uphill battle for them to be able to fight that, something as strong as that in such an early stage of the game. So you were saying, Clement, that they were thinking about their future plans. I think that continued in that game. They were already focused on that second game because it looked so incredibly difficult, Hupe.
Yeah, totally. I mean, when you know you're against that beast, you're against that monster, you have to get a plan. So they tried to. They contested. They didn't hit early, and in the end, it was just too strong. Araye making also a good opportunity here, getting a good comp in. Clement, your favorite, the Olar Cosante.
Yeah.
So I think if we don't think about the GP in the early game, this could be maybe a closer series. But of course, this is a premium unit right now. Even you, Samson, you were playing it right in the cell phone just now, making I think you were third.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. I just told them, boys, listen, hear me out, help me out. Tell me something to play right now just to get a top 4. I played GP. I ended up hitting it. It took forever to get the stretchy hands power up. But even when I got it towards the very end, I had 1 HP, and I still managed to get top 3 at the end. So even if you're like extremely bad at the game like myself, you can still make it work with something like GP. But we're talking about some of the best players in the world here, and having such a massive lead in the early stages of the game, you just have to run with it. And we saw like even something like Casante trying to capitalize at the end there, Clement, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, I do want to say, to give Wolves some credit, where credit is due.
Of course.
They did play a super high tempo game after knowing that they had that great start. One of the best moves, I think, was from YGQF. He knew that 2 members on ROC Esports were contesting Sorix, and he just took all the Yumis. He's like, you know what? I'm going to force yourselves to contest amongst each other, and that hastened the game. That hastened the demise of ROC Esports.
Yeah, this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the EWC champion of last year, and they're starting their journey in the best way possible by paying off whoever's writing the script. That's
Not
what
only that, also
Check PayPal, check PayPal.
No, also the min-maxing. Even though they already have a dominant position, they were still holding the unit for the rest. They were holding Nafiri, they were holding Aatrox to make sure the Cal composition didn't have a possibility to reroll. He had to go to level 9. He had a reroll. He needed to reroll with the elements. He couldn't. And of course, you're putting the rest of the player, the enemy, in a dire spot. You're making sure that they cannot play the game. So this is perfect right now for the Wolves.
Yeah, and this is where the team play comes in. You just know from the beginning, Syrian's going to be able to carry it, so you do your best to just keep that advantage going, and that's exactly what Wolves did. But now, ROC are, I want to say, they have their backs against the wall, and the Wolves are closing in bit by bit, so they have to do something in that next game. They have to go for a mental reset, and on some level, you got to believe that there was really not much that you can do in that first game. So you have to come out, you have to change your, I want to say, just work on your mental, get yourselves ready, mental reset, and then just jump into that next game in the series. Because outside of that, there's not much to be done, I think, Hupe.
Yeah, 100%. We saw the graph, and it was funny because normally we see you lose a little, and then you step it up. No, it was Serene all the way, getting full HP, dominating the board. And I mean, that's the game you want to have for the first one.
Yeah, those are some hard stocks to get in on. They're always on the top level right there. And I do want to say this for ROC Esports. They've been together for so long. Yeah. This is a previous squad from Navi, from MSJ. They lived in the same gaming house for a very, very long time. They've seen through thick and thin. Araya is new, of course, but he was also the best performer in the last game. So I think they're mentally prepared. I think they are going to bring that stoic Korean esports attitude that we've seen from so many of the teams from the region and make a strong comeback.
Well, honestly, I believe so. And I think that we definitely have something cooking for that next game of the series. And again, I don't even need to bother asking you. You're here. You should be here. You're here now. You saw that last game. We still have at least one more, quite possibly 2 left in the last series of the day. So we're going to be taking a very short, teeny tiny break, and we'll be back with the second game of the series between Wolves and ROC. we are back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, with the second game of this best of 3 between Wolves and ROC. And it turns out actually on the B stream as well, just to give you a little bit of a catch-up, I believe Team Liquid managed to take down EVOS in a 2-1. So that's a wrap-up on B stream. So that means you should all be here right now for the action that's about to unfold with me, Hoope, and Clement to see who's going to be taking the next game. Is it going to be a clean 2-0 for the reigning champions of EWC, or will the scriptwriters have something special for Team ROC? And what 2-star champion is it going to be? We're going to be starting with highly varied loot at the start of each stage. So, Clement, Hoope, take it away. Second game awaits.
Thank you, man. So here we have a Kali encounter. So this is loot subscription. We'll have additional loot, as you just said, and now possibilities for all of them to maybe think about additional things. You can think about the Kale now, additional resources, but of course we already seen GP meta, Jhin plus the Mundo, and of course Swords. Only 3 comps that have been played so much. Clement, tell me a little about the average placement of these comps.
So average placement of GP, we kind of talked about in the previous series, was a 2.9. Most played composition. The second one with a very good average is actually the Sorks
You need to get GP3.
Comp.
In that,
No,
even without GP3,
I didn't filter for GP3,
and it's
still
2.9. Okay,
2.9.
amazing.
I mean, that's
Because some of them have been
stat.
playing at tempo.
Exactly.
We haven't seen GP3 in all of the games.
Yes, a lot of them are just kind of contested.
Okay.
And even then, the stats for it are absolutely crazy. We kind of expected that. We didn't know it would be even more dominant at the top level right here.
Yeah, makes sense.
And coming into this one, where loot subscription, I think the reason I kind of like this encounter is because we actually see less of GP in a lot of the games. You know, it could be more spatula dependent, could have more gold to allow these sort of macro comps to come online.
Okay, just to clarify, on the B stream, EVOS, the Polish team, were the ones to win against Team Liquid. So Team Liquid will go to the loser bracket, and EVOS will play tomorrow to advance to the playoff.
Yeah, sorry about that technical detail. I was going to go on a spree about how, like, oh, Team Liquid is an inspiration to ROC because you can come back from a 1-game deficit.
They have a chance. They're still on loss tomorrow. Remember, it's loser bracket, and they will have a chance to go once again and qualify. But, of course, you want to be in that winner bracket only 1 series away from the playoffs and, of course, taking the win. We saw already a Kale with over 9,000, so there's a possibility of playing Kale with an initial ramp-up. And now Araya, the best player from ROC in the last game, taking a second with the Casante all-out, just trying to get additional opportunities here.
It's always really cool in loot subscription. You want to scout who has actually picked up their loot before taking your augment. So
nice.
A lot of times there's a staring game between the 4v4 where no one just clicks their augment. It looks like it's going to be extra gold for now. Oh, no, it's going to be a tailored item.
Okay. Tailored item here. That's the chest you're looking on the left. And of course, right now, Araya getting a possibility of re-rolling and gets 2 additional duplicators. Having a Malphite and having snipers will probably mean he's going for the sniper line with their Jhin and the Mundo reroll.
Is Saren the son of Mortdog? Because every augment, every start he's been getting has been ridiculous. He has Treasure Hunt.
Wow.
This is basically the highest AVP gold augment. The power level for a lot of pro players have been described as even better than a prismatic right here. So again, Saren is in one of those unassailable spots. You know he's going to be in the top 4, and ROC Esports is going to have to play around it. But they do have an answer here because, hey, Panda also has Treasure Hunt. We're equal.
Wow, Treasure Hunt, and also a GP already with the Krakens and trying to find the Guinsos right now. So pretty good for him generating gold, and of course those additional resources, both in the Treasure Hunt and of course in the Akali encounter.
Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at how the other players shake up. Again, we've talked about a loot subscription giving you a lot of spats. So one of the comps that we see a lot more would be the Crystal Gambit. You can get that additional Crystal Gambit with just the spat and the belt if you have it online. And in some of the other players here, Dr. O going to be settling into an AP line, most likely Academy.
Yeah, Battle Academia into Yumi. Very difficult to pivot out of this into the Sork that we know is the preferred AP line. But I mean, this is perfect Yumi. You already have Super Genius in the Syndra. Of course, you want a Rising Chaos, something like that, to get a little more chance to up the level. But this is strong enough. And on the other hand, we have already a Shojin Slam for Sanjop. And this could possibly be that Sork line.
Yeah, if you see the Shojin, it's usually not going to be the Prodigy line because you don't actually need mana regen there. So the other AP lines open, most likely going to be towards the Sorks. And this game looks a lot more normal for ROC Esports so far. They're maintaining their win streakers. Panda and Araya, both 100 HP, and Dr. O as well. So the tempo now shifting over towards the Korean squad.
Yeah, looking good. Right now, Honglian for Wolves gets a GP. Stretchy arms already, Clement. So finding the best fruit possible, the best power-up, and finding it early game. Also, solo leveling, if I'm not mistaken. So there's the possibility right now for him to just do what they did in the last round. So Seren got it in the last, and now Honglian with an additional possibility. The difference is a GP1. It's more, it's not.
It's balanced. It's balanced.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this. We got this. So GPs are basically like cis. There are always two, in every single lobby right here. And we're gonna have Panda and Honglian both contesting on the same line here. It's going to be interesting to see if Honglian can actually win out on this. He does have the Titan Slam. It's not a preferable item, but for his spot, given that he does have the solo leveling, it's pretty good for the CC immunity and just how much HP you can use to stack up to CC immunity.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, when you have the Titans, normally you want to get an additional duelist in, just trying to ramp up the Titan a little more. Normally the Kale, anything very cheap is good enough, at least for stacking and getting an additional goal in the early start. Right now, there's another GP that could get him significantly closer here to the GP2. So Seren with the possibilities here only gets the buy. YGQF staying out of that GP. And now Araya is the one who has to make the decision if he wants to contest or not to get the GP out of the way.
Oh, free for Panda?
Oh, Panda got it.
Sweet, sweet. Even on 97 HP is able to find that one. There's a couple of players that are still holding on to a lot of different combinations. I think Suduwudu, we're not sure where he's going. He is forced into a reroll line, basically, with those champ duplicators. But not decided as of yet.
Okay, gets the super mighty mech in right now here for Panda, so looking strong. And now Suduwudu here, slamming Morelos, just slamming items here, making sure he's strong enough to maintain a little tempo and avoid reducing HP. Holding up for the Lucian, slamming Shoujin. I don't love the Shoujin in the Battle Academia Prodigy angle, Clement, so maybe he will do a hard pivot into Zorks also.
Yeah, Dr. O, the only 100 HP player left on the board, and I do want to apologize. I think I got someone confused. There was another player with the Nikos, the heroic champion grab back here. So we'll catch on to where everyone's compositions lay. Saihan also not decided on his composition just yet.
Okay.
Still full loose streaking and hasn't used his tailored items.
Araya crit, having Araya making normally different decisions, already having the Kaisa, so it could be a rampant possibility here. Already has also the Darius, has the Kennen, so this could be the super scaling comp of AD. Of course, you need the kills early, you need to ramp up, and it's not a top 1 comp. So Araya just trying to be maybe a good performer for the lobby, maybe get a good third, but still not a win-out player.
Yeah, I think that's one of the surprises for this tournament so far, that we've seen the Supreme Cell Kaisa be quite a viable line. It was averaging a 4.3 before this matchup here. And I think it makes a ton of sense, because if you have 2 GP players in every single lobby, then the tool cost pool is pretty much completely exhausted, and it's very easy to hit the Kaisas.
Yeah, makes sense. So Rain here, full loose streak. Perfect right now, going up against Honglian. Honglian didn't find the full win streak right now, and Dr. O is the one with the chance right here, going up against YGQF. Is it enough? Rel holding up now, and there it is. So Dr. O, huge win right now, so good tempo for him, getting huge economy. Now, good opportunity, good game as far as now for ROC.
Yeah, taking a look at his artifact right here, he has the Horizon Focus, which is a little bit difficult to use in the Battle Academia line here. I can't really think of a good user. Maybe if he finds Unstoppable later on, that could be a combination that he wants to use. But for now, it's just not doing much max HP damage. And despite that, he's still able to 100 HP.
Yeah, making sense. Of course, Syndra, one of the best units in the early game right now. Even though he has Battle Academia, he decides to go for it. Normally, Ezreal is if you don't have someone else to put items on, but Syndra is just too good right here. Getting an additional anvil here, and everyone will get the loot subscription right now.
Oh, what will it be?
Okay, two cost. To start 2 cost.
That could be huge for YGQF. I think.
Yeah, maybe a GP2 for someone.
Oh no! Please no!
Okay, rolling here, finds a Mundo 2. Is not within the comp. He could use it for a while. He's using a Juggernaut for now. Decides not to go for it. I think it's okay. Just trying to go for the line. Keep rolling right now on 3-1, Clement. Trying to go for the GP2. Doesn't find it. Breaks 30. And now Honglian will need to keep rolling here. He needs to keep rolling, and he needs to maintain the tempo.
And his items do not look very good for this spot. He has too many mana-based items here. He really would prefer tank items coming in for the Kabuko. Not hitting the 2-star is going to mean that the tempo is going to be all wrong, but still enough to punish Riyadh.
Yeah. Also having a golden duplicator, of course, he wants to save it for the later stages. For now, trying to find the natural GP, rolling a little. Second augment, gold once again.
So he does have a spat, and I'm trying to think of what would be the best reroll to commit to with the spatula online here. I mean, we all know about like the high end being potentially Crystal Gambit, but I think getting the Executioner online, he can build it already. Giving that to Yumi later on be a very strong spot for the Katarina.
Yeah, rolling here on 6, but not finding Katarina, and that's the angle that you're going for here. Not even a pair of Katarina rolling onto 30. Very bad luck here for Serin. So the luck that he had in the previous game, Clement, Karma is just taking it away right now.
You can't be lucky all the time. That would make the world pretty boring, in my opinion here. So this is a pretty late pivot into the Katarina, and one of the big issues about this is that you can't put 9,000 on her. You can't put, you know, not done yet. It's harder to get stacking augments, so the power level here will be slightly lower. Yeah. However, he does have Treasure Hunt, which in the end game can give you artifacts or radiant items, which is pretty crazy.
Yeah, for now, Crimson Veil, so just getting an additional ramping up here on the Katarina. Maybe not strong enough access to the backline. She needs to turn a little more. Ooh. There it is. Oh, making good damage. Huge win here for Serin. Sanjop taking the loss, but he will have priority in Carousel. Surowuro and Honglian stepping up here for Wolves. And remember, they won the first series with a perfect game from Serin. And now with these two players, once again, the chance to take it all and maintain as the leader. Remember, this is the defending champion right now for EWC, and just trying to maintain in the winning bracket.
Really good adaptations here from Honglian. The best level 6 board is actually going to be for duelists when you're playing GP. So if you want to stabilize here, if you're not like some of our pro players that can always find Rise on level 6, then this is the exact board you want to be. It also makes Araya's life very, very difficult as he's going into the Kaisa line. And I think Honglian is going to have tempo advantage over Panda. He has 3 duplicators so far on his bench. Very difficult to race against that.
Yeah, 100%. Honglian going up against the mirror right here that we were mentioning, Clement. Panda against Honglian. Just trying to hold up, and already so many Kobukos. Also, Yasuo's here, level 6. Normally you roll level 7, but I feel he's just trying to hold up additional units right now. As you said, already the duelist on front and not the Yasuo. That's why he has the pair right now on the bench. And now good possibilities here. Surowuro maintains the win streak, and also Honglian. So Wolf in a dominant position getting into this carousel. We started seeing Forkos, Bolivar, and Ash, not the ones we're looking for.
Yeah, this is such a great turnaround, and I think a big thing was just the 2-star 2 cost that was given on the loot subscription. It was ROC Esports all the way in Stage 2. Stage 3, they gave them something to stabilize around, to just shut the items onto, and they were able to make great use of it. You know, YGQF getting that Jin 2, playing around it. Honglian, I believe, getting the Kabuko. And Surowuro, I don't remember his board off the top of my head, so that would be one I would really want to check since he's win streaking so hard.
Yeah, possibilities here. Making a cash out for the Crystal Gambit. Just getting additional resources. Not committing so much. Just making sure he gets an additional resources here.
Come on, just make the GP2. I know you want to. just make it. He's thinking about not making Panda's life harder, but I'm just transitioning, bro.
Okay, pretty tough here. Honglian decides not to keep rolling. He's level 6. And remember, there's a chance he rolls additional here on level 6. You're trying to find the Kobuko and the GP just to get ahead of Panda in this early game. But of course, you want to roll at 7. So what's the trade-off here? Do you want to roll now and grief the opponent? and maybe not cap out in the end, that's something to think about.
I'm a firm believer at just rolling all your gold on 6.
Okay.
I think 4 duelists is good enough. And
but that's
going to
because
level
you think
7,
you're not lucky on reroll, Cameron.
that's also
Maybe?
true. That's also true.
Okay.
I've never been able to hit if I go 7 directly. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. Okay, on the right, Suruguru, we're seeing it, taking the win here. He has AP, so slamming Shojin, slamming also the Morelos, going for that AP line. Once again, I think he's the one who will pivot from the Battle Academia or Prodigies into
He's
the
one
rest.
off. He's one off. You got to roll now.
Okay. One off, 3 duplicators on the bench. And now he needs to find only one more already. Okay, there it is.
You got to do it for the morale. You got to show them that you're able to hit GP3 before stage 4 like a pro. You know? This is what all good players do.
Okay, thinking about the transition here, sells the Jin and now has the Total Menace, the Exodia of TFT KO Coliseum GP3.
With stretchy arms. Let's go. And I think this is the correct move. You want to use all of your duplicators as soon as possible. Take them out of the pool. Make sure that it's just crushing for Panda to play on. Meanwhile, Saren already committed to the Katarina line. We're going to take a copy check right here. 5 copies so far. It looks like potentially a secondary carry for the Caitlyn. And interestingly enough, he's not building extra Executioner. He's just going to build for the extra pop space.
Okay, makes sense. Still far away from the Katarina. Only has 5. We saw also Wolf holding up in additional Katarinas here. So it will be very difficult for him. ROC players holding onto the Katarina. So Saren in a very difficult spot. He was the one making a difference, making the statement for Wolf in the end. But now it's time for Suruguru and Honlian, who Clement maintains the win streak. Both of them with more than 90 HP.
There is a saying in Chinese, Wang Bu Jian Wang, kings don't face each other. So that's what's happening right here. You know, they both know they're kings. They're not. They're going to keep their RNG win streak alive the entire way through. And you also have to factor in, I think Saren, even though he's pretty far away, he's on 5 copies.
Yeah.
With Treasure Hunt, I still expect him to stabilize. So once again, I think Wolves are in a very dominant position so far.
Yeah. Yeah, if we see through the aggregate, it doesn't matter if they're not strong enough in the late game. They already are so ahead of HP that they can control the game in the late game. So this is that's what you say. This is very important position and also a great possibility right here. There's the additional artifact.
Here's more dog to the rescue. Can you find the best artifacts here? So for Sorks, it's going to be Mana Zane.
Okay. Mana Zane for the Karma. We haven't seen it yet. On the right
Deathfire
also.
is decent, okay.
See, Deathfire graph, just making sure you abolish the tank a little quicker. Okay, finds a Wen. And there's Fusion Dance here for the Wen. There it is. Plus standalone. So pretty huge Wen right now.
Yeah, and instantly this is because Fusion Dance gives you full AP. It's probably not intended, but it's in the game. You're allowed to use it, and most of the players are doing so.
Yeah. They have very strong right now Araye, trying to take a win here. But on the other hand, GP is just too strong for Honglian. So Araye in a difficult spot here with the 4 Juggernaut, still with the 2 duplicators. Hasn't found the rest of the comp he needs. Now you're rolling, we have triple. Okay, there's the Luchador. Jin is not online, but he has frontline. If he's able to maintain the Jin away from the target, there it is, using the additional duplicators, and now he's in a good spot. And should be enough at least to maintain Araye with good HP. So he should be in a good spot. And as you say, the Kings has not been face-off against each other once again, Clement. They're just holding hands in the top.
Yeah, this is so good for them. In the meantime, we're going to be taking artifact checks across the board to see who high-rolled theirs. There's going to be a Dawn Core coming in for Dr. O. Extra casts.
Yeah, there it is, the combo you just mentioned, Unstoppable into the Horizon Focus there for the Leona. So additional CC damage that will transform in additional power for the Battle Academia comp.
I have to say, Sanya kind of low-rolled his artifact. Static, it's probably the most narrow. Same thing for Honglian, getting this Prowler's Claw.
Oh, the Boulevard accessing the backline on the right, taking the win, and it's the stretchy arm of Oliver. We saw the Super GP and the Boulevard making the win. I mean, this is so fun. I want Boulevard to be meta, Clement. This should be the way to go in the AD comps, in the AP angle, the AD tree. But of course, very difficult to get there, especially with the tempo that GP players can and reroll players are able to accomplish right now.
what's the point of being a tank anymore? I don't get it. It's just like a volley bear in your back line, punch, you're dead. I don't even need to melee you.
Oh, those so nice. We see it right now. He's playing around Jin in the early game, but now decides to transition. This is the Juggernaut Soul Fighter. Normally I play with 4 Edgelord, but of course he has 4 Soul Fighters here, just trying to make the best about what the game is giving to him.
And he has Serious Slam, pretty much the best one. Every time he switches targets, he's going to do a slam that does 175% of his base AD across multiple units right here. This combination is absolutely filthy. And unfortunately for some of the other players, I think Panda, again, you know, low rolling on his copies and not finding the snipers, which I assume is the better artifact here. It's going to put him in a bit of a deficit. Yeah. On the other hand, Araya, great find here. Fishbones is one of the best artifacts for Jin, makes him target directly into the backline, and he starts with 6 range because he's a sniper.
Nice. Yeah, having that possibility is huge right here. Have some possibilities here of Legendary Lee Sin. Maybe the Juggernaut angle could be an option, but of course not the priority. Panda gets the set. And of course, win more possibilities here on Twisted Fate. Not prevalent normally in the crew line. You want to try to prioritize him, but of course, you cannot get free wins right now and get this unit in. Love the Twisted Fate possibilities, by the way. The fact that he gives you additional bounty. I feel the win more capabilities that he has is so huge. But in 4v4, I don't think he has a good space.
Yeah, doesn't have enough time to really scale up. And the heat is once again on ROC Esports. Their players currently are 7 and 8th. The HP gap is again massive. And looking across their artifacts, I have to say they lost a lot of these artifacts battles. Saren right here has found the best artifact for Yuumi. He has the Mana Zane. The Treasure Hunt is going to stabilize himself very hard. The question is, can Panda and Sanyap survive? Can they take this into a Game 3?
The important Saren, he knows that he's not hitting the Katarina, so he goes level 7 and just try to get an additional board. So he knows he's not winning, but just not going 7th, not going 8th, should be good enough for him. And now rapid fire, once again Boulevard with the Serious Slam. It's just so huge. He needs to kill the target immediately and get the Serious Slam. So he needs to go weak side right now. There it is, the Boulevard! Taking the win, it takes out Sanjop. ROC in a very difficult position, and Panda almost falls. Also Clement. Wolf in a full dominant position.
Yeah, I feel so bad for Sanyap. So he had to play without Smolder 2 in Game 1 and had to play Sorks without Karma in Game 2. It's just not been his day so far. Very strong low rolls. Mortdog not blessing him enough. And we'll see Panda. Can he find that GP? How many copies is he off? He's still 2 copies off. He probably has to sell the Katarinas at this point. This is going to be his last life.
Yeah.
Or is he going to hold the Katarinas to the end?
Making sure Seren didn't hit. This is the reason Panda holding up against the rest, but he's not strong. He decides to sell Clement. He didn't find. And now possibilities for Rain to be even stronger, and Honly and continues with the win streak right here. And let's see if Panda is in an enough position here, and I think this is not good enough. Going up against Seren, he was holding the Katarina for him, but Seren already has a Yuumi 3, a Yuumi 2 with perfect items here.
Oh, but the Katarina is going in the wrong direction. GP is going to have a lot of time to kind of work through these carries here and get additional range. Yeah. Will that buy him the chance to snipe the Yuumi?
Yuumi's on the GP right now, taking it out. And yeah, it's a win right now for Seren. Panda falls in 7th place, and now the only opportunity for ROC is to go 1-2, but Araya and Dr. O are not in position to do so.
Yeah, this is a very hard situation to climb back through, because when you're playing 4v2, the rest of the team is going to hold all of the cards that you want. They have much more pool control. Yeah. So, you know, we have rarely ever seen teams come back from this spot. It did happen once today with Vitality. Yeah. Let's see if ROC can pull off another
T1
miracle.
also. Getting a 7 and an 8. Then dropping out in the series. So it's a possibility, but we know the rest of the board. Clement, this is just too difficult right now. Uphill for ROC. So we will be attent to see if they have any additional chance here. Suruwuru, strong, on the right, getting a Shadow Clone. On the Karma, on the left, Seren, and ROC with very, very slim possibilities here to take a win. So this should be a Game 2 decider.
Yeah, it does look like it's going to be a sweep, but we don't know until the very last second. One of the reasons I believe that it's hard to come back, it's also because Treasure Hunt from Serene. Serene with Treasure Hunt is just way too high cap. It's very difficult to defeat this board coming over. We're going to have to need a lot of fight RNG for ROC Esports. They need to rotate into the weakest player over and over, and they also need to avoid themselves.
Yeah, for now, Serene in the win streak, just going up against his own teammate. This will be an HP transition right now. Serene taking the win, and Dr. O taking the loss here. YQGF also. Is it enough? Yeah, Araya taking a hit here, Clement. So they both has lost. So this is just getting worse and worse for ROC.
Yeah, if you're playing serious Slam Volley Bear and you place higher than 6th place, I think you've done your job.
Yep.
Yep, well done, well done. Fun comp, you know, memeing a little bit in EWC. That's good for them.
Serene finding now the Katarina 3-star. So no more holding for the rest of the game. So Wolf just getting stronger right here. This is just too much. We see him in the face on the top. They were just already advancing and enjoying Dr. O.
Wow.
Trying to find here Battle Academia Prodigy. Doris doesn't have the 5 Prodigy right now. And this is just not good enough.
We saw multiple members holding the Yuumi as well. So he has a 1-star carry. And if this Jin is... We'll see if this Jin is a teammate.
Yeah,
or,
he's a
or
luchador. He's a luchador. He has a
Luchador.
chance. Go, Jin. Luchador, luchador, luchador. Oh, there, he did a luchador passive there.
Oh, he did the
No,
Kobe.
no, no. Okay, Dr. O with a win here, but it's against his teammate. So both of them very low. YGQF with the possibility to fall down. But remember, both of them, Dr. O and Araya, needs to go 1-2. And Serene just got stronger with the Katarina 3. It just looks impossible. Let's see if there's a chance here. YGQF.
Yeah, he waits until the last second to sell the Yuumi
Okay.
too.
Araya with the front to back here with the Jin. Looking strong, but is it enough?
He
to
needs
go
so
against
much
the rest?
RNG. He needs to headshot that Samira instantly. We'll see if he can do it. He has random attacks right now. So if the random 4-shot lands onto someone, miracles can happen.
5 Bolivars also for YGQF. Trying to go for the full serious slam. Bolivar, no access to backline. Holding up. Huge ult there for the Samira, and it's just enough. Johnny's on the back. Activates the luchador from the Jin. Jin falls. Mundo falls. And it's a win.
Don't come down, Jin. Don't come down.
It's a win for Wolf. Falls down. ROC falls down. Araya. And it's a huge, important, taking the fist down win here for Wolf. Defending champions for TFT EWC. Making a statement here, Clement.
I want to apologize to Wolves. My expectations for them were much lower than what was showcased. They have just put on the most dominant series of EWC TFT we have ever witnessed.
Amazing expression here. They're laughing, they're enjoying, having fun. And this is what we love to see. On the right, even though they lost, mental, still okay. They know they still have a chance. ROC will play tomorrow in the loser bracket, and Wolf will advance also tomorrow in the winner bracket. And remember, tomorrow we'll have some deciders. Some of the teams will advance directly to playoff, and the other teams will have to fight it out in the lower.
Yeah, and I think for ROC Esports, they can look at this experience and say, hey, we lost to a GP2, we lost to solo leveling in Game 2 as well. There was a lot of augment disparity, especially with the treasure hunt stabilizing for Serene. There's a lot of things that were out of their control. They played a good game, but unfortunately, you know, signing up low rolling both times, it was not really ever felt like a salvageable situation for them.
Also losing the gamble, the lottery on the artifacts. Not getting additional, the Yuumi getting the mana, same the rest, only getting an additional utility and just trying to hold up. So it always felt like the needle was not in their favor, and they just needed to push, adapt, and I mean, sometimes you need the game to help you, right? You need to feel in a comfort zone, and that was not the case for these 2 games for ROC.
It's definitely true sometimes when the artifact drops, if it fits your comp, you're just so far ahead of the tempo, especially when it's a stage 4 drop and you don't really have a chance to transition off of it. So a little bit unfortunate for ROC, but I'm happy for Wolves Esports right here. You know, last year when they came in, they registrated late, so the points didn't even go towards the EWC Club Championship point pool. There was a lot of things that could have gone better for that squad. They made a name for themselves. This time around, they have to rebuild the entire roster. They have to start with players that haven't really proven their peak on the international stage, and now they're giving them all of the chance They look so calm and collected, and Panda's having a good laugh about this series so far.
I mean, he has to. That's the only option right now. And going a little more deep into Wolf, I mean, as you said, only 2 teammates still maintained from the previous roster, both Serene and YGQF, both performing very well, being good teammates on the last performing game, and they had a heavy crown to maintain. They were like, okay, can we maintain this tempo? Can we be still the best in 4v4? And now with a huge transition here, 2-0 against ROC, playing amazing, playing good tempo, having luck, of course, but actually transforming that into this huge win makes you feel good, makes you feel that you can defend the title.
Absolutely. They've already done it before. They've proven that they can reach the summit. They can look down on the other teams here, and now they're just doing it with another 2 new teammates right here. I'm really happy from Koro or Suruwudu as well. It's been a long time since he's been able to show up on the international stage. Macau was one stop that you mentioned, getting 22nd place here. And if he can bring another crown back from CN, how crazy would that be? Yeah. Getting 2 crowns and 2 different Riot titles? It makes him a rock star.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. The possibility of the dynasty here for CN to continue or to come back, actually, from previous amazing year. You were mentioning Inboard Fable, the moment where the Garden of Greatness occurred for the CN region. And, of course, trying to get a possibility. We see Araye here on the top, the Filipino from ROC. Played amazing. Making second, almost taking a win with the Olal Casante in the previous game. And I mean, this is a team that we should still see and expect from for tomorrow in the loser bracket. So still possibilities for them. And of course, the laugh, the enjoyment right here for Wolf. Just taking a laugh here and enjoying the final games and taking the win in this final series of today.
It's a full domination, so we're looking at their keyboards and their mouses right now. They're not really stressing to roll down too much. They're just kind of letting the fights play out by themselves.
Okay, Swain 3.
Going over the games.
Yeah, Swain 3 right now for Suruwudu, just having fun. Huge tank right here. And just giving us an idea, you're at home, you're trying to play a good comp, you're playing Zorks right now. Try to go for the Swain 3. Try to go, of course, when you already have this comp assembled, and just try to have fun right here. Additional emblems here, finding also the additional bastion or the brown that gives you so many possibilities. And now going up against the Ghost. So Suruwudu will go here, and Honglian is the one facing up Serene.
I really want to find a streamer out of these players, someone that's willing to go for the 3-star 5 cost just to entertain everyone, get us back into the series maybe a little bit. Is anyone going crazy?
I mean, Suruwudu is the only one. He had the Pandora's bench, but I mean, he's very far away from something else.
I wanted to say Pandora's, but that's actually backup dancer. So I'm sorry to dash your hopes, but it's like, he's not going to go for anything
I mean,
big.
That was close. Okay. Getting the brown right now, brown 2. Also, on the other hand, 7 Battle Academia with a Super Katarina here for Serene. Finally finding it. Being Grief, I mean, ROC did what they had to, Clement. Yeah. They hold the Katarinas. They were trying to help the rest. They were trespassing HP when they could. But, I mean, the juice was not strong enough. And it was very clean from Wolf, getting the precision and making sure they go in the right direction to take the win.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate for ROC Esports. They lost both of the reroll contests both times in the GP reroll, the Prodigy rerolls. They also weren't able to hit as smoothly. And Sanyap just had a terrible day with his luck in the shop so far. So, this is kind of a write-off game. Didn't feel like they had much options to come back in these games so far. And I think another important thing I would mention is the use of Econ. In 4v4, Econ is so important because everyone is griefing you.
Sure.
The value of Econ goes up exponentially. And if you're playing the reroll, you actually see a lot more players willing to take up things like just the Golden Rain and just getting
raining
extra.
Gold, 100%. Yeah, and we saw it. We saw it throughout the series today. Everyone trying to go for that economy preferably because you have to roll in places that you normally wouldn't. We saw 3-1 rolling for the GP. We were talking about it before today. Maybe we'll see a lot of people rolling on 3-2. No, they're rolling on 3-1. They're making sure that they get the GP early, even though they don't have economy breaking thresholds, Clement. And this is a new game right now. This is a total new game.
It is very game warping, and once again for EWC, we see a 2-cost dominated meta. I think there's a lot of compositions that I feel like might be unexplored in the 2-cost space because so many people are taking things out of the pool. You know, the Kai'Sa's working a lot better than anyone expected. The Jhin we just saw.
Yeah, there's a Kalista Jarvan board that is a possibility, but of course it's not non-explored, it's not optimized yet, but I'm sure we will see it in a patch to come.
I wonder if Shen Zaya comes back maybe. That's one of my favorites. Fan service.
I mean, Shen Hero is very good.
Ah, yeah.
Not as good as maybe Cannon, but Shen is looking very strong.
Yeah, with the new Bastion buffs, I think there might be something there.
100%. Okay, now once again, Serene here. Mana Saint Yumi getting pop-off access to the backline, going up against a Ghost. So Suruwuru going up against Hongyan. That will be the other fight. Suruwuru taking the win, so we will have at least 2 additional rounds here, Clement.
I wonder why they're keeping the camera on Dr. O's face. That just feels like he's just staring off into the void and contemplating about the game so far. Meanwhile, we do have Wolves enjoying their time so far in Riyadh. For Honglian and Suruwuru, this is going to be their first. Actually, Honglian was also here. Forgot about that. He was playing with Weibo Gaming previously. So if he seems familiar, that's going to be why.
The rest, once again, Araye, one of the leaders, or at least a well-performed player right here for ROC. And Wolves, once again, they're still laughing. They're still having fun. I mean, it's tempo vibe, right?
Yeah.
If you win this predominantly after just 2 games, you need to feel good for tomorrow. So this is very important also. The mental, you need to be cold. Of course, coldness is good in TFT, but also a little hype, a little emotion that the effort that you have shown so far is being demonstrated right here for Wolf.
Boys,
Totally.
is this still game 1?
It looks a lot like it.
It's very, very, very eerily similar. Once again, I couldn't wait because GP, solo leveling. May not have been a 2-star, but madness. Scriptwriter, thank you for, honestly, a very hectic game for ROC, I have to say. I mean, we